And let's go live now to Burnaby, BC, where NDP leader Jagmeet Singh is speaking on the campaign trail.
At the same time, nearly 4 million people across this country can't afford the basics. This didn't happen by accident. It's what happens when governments have the power to act and choose not to. Liberals and conservatives put the profits of the powerful ahead of the people who make this country work. They choose, and they've chosen, tax breaks over family doctors, corporate landlords over affordable homes. These aren't just bad choices, they're wrong. They don't reflect the Canada we believe in. They don't reflect the values we share. And now, with Donald Trump's trade war, those same politicians want working people to pay the price again. They say we can't afford to invest in Canadians. But we know the truth. The money is there. It's just going to the wrong people. And all the while, the things that define us as Canadians, our healthcare, our public services, our belief in looking out for each other, are being chipped away. We won't protect Canada by copying the United States. We win by standing up, by standing together to protect what makes Canada, Canada. And that's why today I'm proud to share our campaign commitments. It's clear, it's bold, and it's focused on the people who build this country. And it starts with healthcare. We'll guarantee access to a family doctor or primary care team by 2030. We'll hire more healthcare workers, and some say it can't be done, that there's no way to get everyone a family doctor, but we know that's not true. We'll create residencies for qualified, internationally trained doctors already living in Canada, so they can get to help, working to help people instead of waiting on the sidelines. We'll stop the slow creep of for-profit care. We'll launch universal pharmacare, starting with free diabetes medication and birth control, and expanding to cover essential medicines by year's end. Because no one should skip medicine to pay rent. No parent, like the mom I met in Burnaby, should ever have to look at her child's prescription and wonder if keeping a roof overhead means leaving the pharmacy empty-handed. That choice should never exist in a country like Canada. And your mental health, it matters just as much. We'll make mental health care part of public health care. No more waiting, no more choosing between your well-being and your bank account. Because no matter what you're up against, your health, your rent, or the cost of feeding your family, you deserve a government that's there for you. That's why. That's why we'll build 3 million homes that you can afford. We'll cap rents. We'll stop corporate landlords from treating housing like a stock portfolio. Homes are for people, not hedge funds. We'll help first-time homebuyers. We'll support Indigenous-led housing. We'll take public land and put it to public use. We're going after the cost of living and the profiteers behind it. That means a price cap on grocery essentials, GST off your home heating, diapers, and the internet, retrofits to cut your bills by thousands of dollars. And real fixes to employment insurance. So if you lose your job, you don't lose everything. We're ready to act starting on day one. Because very soon after this election, there will be a federal budget. And you need New Democrats there to make sure it delivers for working and middle-class people. Because when we're not there to remind them, the Liberals have a habit of forgetting about people, and we won't let them forget about the people. So here's what we'll fight to deliver in the first year. Real steps towards a family doctor for every Canadian. Universal pharmacare, national rent control, grocery price caps, a real fix to EI, and tax relief for working people. Paid for by ending handouts to oil and gas CEOs, by bringing in a wealth tax on fortunes over $10 million, by putting a surtax on corporate profits over $500 million, and by cracking down on tax havens and loopholes. Because no nurse, no teacher, no tradesperson should pay more than a billionaire flipping stocks. We've seen what happens when governments protect billionaires instead of everyday people. We don't need to look far, just south of the border. We won't let that happen. We won't let Trump's trade war become your burden to carry. We won't let him buy our public health care. We won't let him drive up drug prices. We won't let him come for our water, our minerals, or our workers. And we won't let anyone put Indigenous rights or environmental protections on the negotiating table. Because this is our line, and we won't back down. This election is about who you trust to hold that line, to stand up when it counts, to fight not for the ultra-rich, but for you. The things we're proudest of as Canadians: universal health care, pensions, protections for workers. Those weren't gifts, they were won. They were won because people trusted New Democrats to fight for them. In the last Parliament, we delivered dental care, the first steps of pharmacare, a ban on scab labor, 10 paid sick days. Now imagine what we could do with more New Democrats in Ottawa. Canada works better when New Democrats are there to hold the powerful to account. So if someone asks you, why vote NDP? Tell them this: because when we have power, we use it to fix what's broken, to protect what matters, to build a Canada that works for you, not just the ones cashing in while you struggle. Let's protect what makes Canada, Canada. Let's do it together. Thank you so much. Merci. 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 Mes amis, j'ai rencontré une mère
My friends,
célibataire
I met a single mother who needs to work 2 jobs and is doing everything she can to give her son the life he deserves. Her son has asthma, and she confided in me that some weeks when she goes to the pharmacy, she looks at the prescription and needs to choose between buying that or rent. She knows very well what that means. She knows the risk. Yet, she's forced to make that choice. I could hear the pain in her voice. The guilt felt deep in her stomach. But that guilt is not hers, because I know that she is doing everything she should. She's doing her part, but it's the system that has let her down. It's not bad luck. It's a result of the decisions made by the authorities, by CEOs and billionaires. While you are working harder than ever to make a better life for yourself, Canada's billionaires and richest people are getting even richer, because the Liberals and Conservatives put CEO profits before people. They have chosen tax cuts for the rich rather than recruiting family doctors. They've chosen real estate giants instead of affordable housing. These are the wrong choices. They don't reflect the Canada that we believe in. They don't reflect the values that we share. And now, with Donald Trump's trade war, these same politicians want workers to be the ones paying the price. Once again, they're saying that we don't have the means to invest in Canadians. But we know the truth. The money is there. It's just going to the wrong people. In the meantime, what defines us as Canadians includes our healthcare system, public services, and the conviction that we need to take care of one another. We will not be able to protect Canada by copying the United States. We will protect Canada by standing up for what makes Canada, Canada. That's why today I am proud to be presenting to you our campaign promises. They're clear, they're bold, and they prioritize people, not rich CEOs. And that starts with healthcare. We will invest in healthcare to guarantee that everyone has access to a family doctor by 2030. We will hire more healthcare workers. We will attack the privatization of healthcare. We will expand pharmacare to cover essential medication by the end of the year. No one should have to give up medication in order to pay rent. That choice should never exist in a country like Canada. And your mental health is just as important. That is why we will help people have access to mental health services.
Peu importe ce à quoi vous êtes confrontés,
No matter what you are facing, your health, rent, or the cost of food for your family, you deserve MPs who are there for you. The NDP will fight for you and to build 3 million affordable housing units for you and your family. We will put a cap on rent, and we will prevent real estate large corporations from treating housing like a casino. We will build housing for people, not for rich investors. We will help first-time home buyers, and we will support construction by and for Indigenous peoples. We will use federal lands to build affordable housing and social housing. We will bring the cost of bills down, and this means grocery caps, removing the GST on home heating, diapers, and internet. And we will strengthen employment insurance. We are ready to take action from day one. Shortly after this election, there will be a federal budget. And you need the New Democrats to be there to ensure that that budget is helping workers and the middle class. When we are not there to remind them, the Liberals have the tendency to forget about people and prioritize CEOs. This is why we will fight in this first budget. We will fight for concrete measures to ensure that everyone has access to a family doctor. Universal, fully public pharmacare, national rent control, a cap on grocery prices, and to make real reform in employment insurance and fiscal easing for workers. All of that will be paid for by eliminating grants and subsidies to large oil and gas companies and capital gains taxes on fortunes of more than $10 million by imposing income tax surcharge on income over $5 million and eliminating tax loopholes and tax havens. Nurses or teachers should not have to pay more than a billionaire. We have seen what happens when governments protect billionaires instead of regular people. We don't need to look far, just south of the border. We will not let that happen. We will not let Trump's trade war be a burden on your back. We will not drop our public health care system, and we will not let them drive up the cost of medication. We will not let them attack our waters, minerals, or workers. And we will not let anyone make concessions on Indigenous rights, environmental protection, supply management, and the French language. These are things that we are most proud of as Canadians. Universal health care, pensions, worker protections. But these are not gifts. These are the results of a fight, and a fight that was won because people put their confidence in the New Democrats to fight for them. Over the last legislative session, we kept our promises. Dental care, the first step towards pharmacare, anti-scab legislation, 10 days of paid sick leave. Imagine now what we could do if we had more New Democrats in Ottawa. Canada works better when the New Democrats are there, demanding account from rich CEOs. So when someone asks you, why are you voting for the NDP? Tell them this. Because when we have the power and use that to fix what is broken, to protect what counts, and to build a Canada that works for you and not just for those who are getting richer while you are getting poorer. We protect what makes Canada, Canada. Let's do it together. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. Merci, merci. Thank you.